let's talk about getting to know Jesus. Jesus is, how can I put this? Yeah, I know. My relationship with Jesus is one that I love, that I cherish. Like the loyalty that I have for Jesus, for God, it goes deeper than what I can ever explain. Um, my journey, getting to know Jesus, is still a ongoing journey. Every day I live to get to know Jesus a little bit more and more and more and more. Because I want our relationship to be as close as possible. My heart aches for Jesus. Like, not just ache for him to get to know him, but it aches for the compassion that I have for Jesus and what he went through in order for us to have eternal life. Not to sound like a preacher or anything like that, but it's just my truth. Um, the overwhelming thought for me in the beginning of getting to know Jesus was changing. I grew up in a church all my life, on and off. I grew up understanding what love was. I had various things in my life, extreme a lot of challenges. But um, despite all my challenges, my desire to get to know Jesus always outweighed everything, like literally everything in my life. Um, I was I came to Christ, got baptized at the age of 16. That's when I wanted to be serious. I was listening to the word, and I was, you know, wanting to follow the instructions on the path of getting to know Jesus, not realizing that that path was actually more of a understanding um, that I was looking for. At the time, I knew what I wanted. I just did not know how to get there. And that's what this platform is about. It's about understanding that getting to know Jesus is not just about doing what's right every time, doing the right things, doing the good things, doing the, following, checking the box. Okay, I go to church, check. I pay my tithes, check. I pray, I do this. Yeah, those are tasks. That's not getting to know a person. Think about it. When you go on a date, you're not checking boxes, right? You're getting to know that person by asking questions and paying attention to their mannerisms and um, looking at their personality and understanding how they love and how they respond, their emotions. And that's what getting to know Jesus is. It's about connecting with him on a level that you would when you get to know a person. It's that simple. Now, it sounds simple, but there are things. And when you follow Jesus, you are being asked to do it in a way from a mentorship. So you following Jesus so that others can also follow him. And that's important because the goal is to have a huge family, you know, um, because we are people, we need to lean on one another. And I think that a lot of times we get so caught up in the do's and don'ts that we lose sight of the original goal. And this morning I woke up with this idea of laying down a platform. I don't do social media. I mean, well, let me rephrase that. We say we don't do social media, but we all do social media in some form. We may not post, we may not comment, we may not like, but we do go onto social media sites to either gather information, um, check on our loved ones or our friends, or just see what's going on, or to find an event, or to find a restaurant we haven't ate at in a while. So we do it to some extent. We're just not actionable. We don't when I say I don't do social media, I'm not a big poster. However, I have learned that in order for me to help Jesus reach his people, which is important to him because I'm getting to know him, and that's very important to him. I have to connect with people in ways that they're comfortable with connecting to others. So, with that being said, um, I'm doing this not for content, not for likes, not for engagement. I'm doing this because if there's somebody out there who felt like me at some point, they want to get to know God and they feel like their life is not in order because I have the utmost respect for God, the utmost respect for Jesus. And it's kind of like when you walk in your grandma's house, you don't cuss, you don't drink in front of grandma, you don't smoke in front of grandma. You want to make sure that you don't go to grandma's house looking any kind of way, right? Which I had a big mama, but um, we try to present ourselves in a way that's respectable, and that is good. But if that is keeping you from getting to know Jesus, then stop it. Stop trying to make yourself a certain way, because that was my struggle. I delayed my connection with Christ because I was too busy trying to primp myself for him. So to all of you out there that are struggling with that, it's like I'm not ready, oh I don't have this together. He don't care about that. The song You Have a Friend in Me, he wants to be your friend. He wants you to say hi to him. He wants you to just start having that communication with him. He wants you to acknowledge that he is there. He's not looking at um how you do it. And it's another thing I love about Jesus. He is not looking at me like, girl, you are in your pajamas right now. Don't talk to me. No. He's not. He's just as excited about you having a conversation with him and saying hi to him. Just like your mom get excited when you call her on a Sunday morning or a Wednesday afternoon or a Monday midday before you go to lunch. She's excited to hear your voice. And I'm a strong believer. My faith tells me that same excitement that a mom gets from hearing the voice of their child is the same excitement that he gets because we are his children. And he just wants to talk to us. He don't want you to feel like you got it. He created you. Think about that. We are going to try to dress ourselves up for somebody who created us, who knows us better than we know ourselves. In other words, he knows what makes us tick. He knows the things that we're going to face um, uh, 3 minutes from now, hour from now, 10 years from now, months from now, decades from now. He knows what we're going to face. So you don't have to put yourself in a position to be like, oh, I need to do my hair or I need to stop smoking before I talk to Jesus. No, just start talking to him and, have that communication with him. And if you desire to be a better person, he is going to give you the information. He's going to give you the resources to make you a better person. If he says that you are one of his chosen, meaning one of the ones that he selected to go and tell others about him, he's going to prepare you for it. So you don't have to wait to get to know Jesus. You can do it right now. Don't be afraid. Fear is not a spirit that is given to us by God. Fear is actually the one thing that keeps us from God. It keeps us from Jesus because that's what fear does. It is a emotion that is designed to stop you from doing things. Some things danger, like for example, the fear of fire keeps you from getting burned. Um, the fear of getting to know Jesus keeps you from getting to know Jesus. So you can't use fear. You have to fight fear in certain areas of your life in order to move forward towards the greater things in your life. So today, I want you to just take a moment, get to know God, get to know Jesus, just by having a conversation with Him and being okay with where you are. Like, don't try to primp and prep yourself. It's no point. It's a waste of time. The primping and prepping will come when it's time. I am far from perfect. I smoke. I drink. Um, I don't get drunk. I don't act out. But I'm not perfect, is what I'm saying. And those things that other people say, well, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, guess what? I know. We also shouldn't be lying. We also shouldn't hate one another. We also shouldn't use distractions or use things in the world to distract us from getting to Jesus. So, despite the things that I do that are not okay, I am not going to allow that to be my reason for not getting to know Jesus. In other words, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to pray today because I smoke. I'm not going to pray today because I had a drink. I'm still going to pray. I'm still going to talk to Jesus. I'm still going to invite the Holy Spirit in to comfort me while I work on those things that the world deems is not okay. It's not our place to judge people on where they are in life. Our only job that Jesus charged us with was to love one another. That's it. Just love. So the rest of it, God will address it when it's time. Until then, I'm going to continue to love my sisters and my brothers. I'm going to continue to love my family, my friends, my coworkers, um, and try my best not to have hatred in my heart. And when I do have hatred in my heart, because it does happen from time to time, I'm going to pray and I'm going to talk to Jesus about how I feel. As a mom, you think back about, when your kid came home and they was mad at this kid at school because they said something or did something, and they came home and talked to you about it and you gave them advice. Well, guess what? Jesus is going to do the same thing for me. So I'm going to allow myself to be who I am today, right now, in this second, in this moment. I'm going to allow myself to be okay with who I am and have a conversation with Jesus, because that's what this is about. Let's get to know Jesus. So don't don't hold back. Don't wait because you don't feel like you are presentable or worthy. It's okay. I don't feel worthy. Every day I don't feel worthy. I don't feel presentable. I don't feel like I'm in a place to be in a position to get to know Jesus. But guess what? I'm doing it. I'm still getting to know Him. I'm still talking to Him. I'm still reading about Him and learning about Him and communicating with Him. Because as long as I'm doing that, I am winning, and you can win too. So let's do it together. Let's get to know Jesus and let's talk about it, and let's have a conversation about our journey on getting to know Jesus and how it has changed our lives, good, bad, in between. So, looking forward to getting to know Jesus with you. Have a good day.